Knocking. Knocking was defined as bigger metallic sound produced in gasoline or diesel engines due to immature ignition of fuel and air mixture is called knocking. In order to understand the knocking, we need to understand combustion cycle, either in petrol or diesel engine. So in order to before that we need to know how this engine is made up of, how this combustion is takes place inside the engine. So for that, you see, you are looking at now the cylinder, the large rectangular box is here, that is cylinder, and the rectangular solid box which is shown in brick red color, that is piston, and about two holes are these are valves. The left side valve which allows air, gasoline, and right side valve, yellow color right side valve, which allows the exhaust gases. And at the in the middle of the two valves, that is a acts as a spark plug in what is that one, petrol engine, whereas in diesel engine it acts as a fuel injector. Well, let us see the four-stroke combustion cycle. In four-stroke combustion cycle, there are four steps are there. One is a suction stroke, and another one is a compression stroke. Third one is a power stroke, and fourth one is a exhaust stroke. What happened in the suction stroke? We are going to see both petrol engine as well as diesel engine simultaneously. We will compare what happened in each and every stroke, because all these four strokes are common in both petrol and diesel engines. Coming to the first one, suction stroke. What happened? A downward movement of the piston takes place, and while piston moves down, a mixture of air and petrol vapors enter into the cylinder from carburetor. Well, whereas in a diesel engine, what happened? While piston moves down, it sucks only air into the cylinder. So you could observe here, the both valves are closed now, and the first suction stroke is going to start. So let us see what happened. The piston moves down, and it is followed by what happened. The one of the valve, left side valve, is also opens up to enter air and gasoline into the cylinder. This happens only in the gasoline engine, whereas in diesel engine only air is entered. So the second one in the combustion cycle, or second stroke in the combustion cycle, is known as a compression stroke. Whereas in compression stroke, in petrol engine, what happened? Piston moves up and start compressing the fuel and gas mixture. Whereas in diesel engine also, piston moves up, it compresses the air in a higher imparting high pressure, around 30 to 50 kg per centimeter square. So what happened here is a ratio is important called compression ratio. Compression ratio is volume of suction stroke divided by volume of compression stroke. Let us understand what is volume of compression stroke and volume of what is that one, suction stroke. Let us see here. So what happened during the end of the suction stroke? The piston is came down to the bottom, and during the compression stroke, what happened? Let us see. The piston moves up, and whatever the air fuel is being compressed by the piston. So what is suction stroke? You are observing it the right side two diagrams. Please observe the right side two diagrams where the suction stroke is the full volume of the piston to move. So and in the right side diagram also you could see the smallest portion where the piston pressurizes compressing volume is known as the volume of compression, that is called compression stroke we are talking about. And maximum compression, what is compression? What is compression ratio? The volume of the suction stroke divided by volume of the compression stroke is known as a compression ratio. When we observe the compression ratio of gasoline engine or petrol engine is the maximum is 8 to 12. That means 8 to 12 parts is being compressed in the gasoline engine, whereas diesel engine having a maximum compression ratio is 18 to 24. That means compression is much more in diesel engine when compared to the gasoline engine. And the third one is going to be while compression takes place in the diesel engine, the higher compression leads to increase in the temperature of the diesel engine. The temperature when you observe, it would be around 500 degrees centigrade. And on the another stroke that is going to be power stroke. The third stroke is going to be power stroke. And in the power stroke, what happened? At the end of the compression stroke, the piston almost moves to the top of the cylinder. Before it is going to touch the top of the cylinder, so a spark plug would be there, the spark plug, which ignites the fuel and gas mixture. Once a spark came out, it is readily taken up by the petroleum vapors and it starts burn. Heat and gases are released due to the combustion, and they increases the pressure on piston and pushes that piston downwards. And same thing also happen in the diesel engine, except that the spark plug is replaced by fuel injector, where ignition do not start by a spark, but instead of that one, whenever the piston reaches the top, the fuel injectors releases few amount of diesel molecules in atomized form into the cylinder. Whenever the compression ratio is almost at its maximum, what happened? It is an adiabatic process where increase in the pressure and temperature causes ignite itself. That means self ignition takes place within the fuel portion of the diesel engine. Automatically it burns down and causes pressure on the piston and pushes it down. So you could see here what happened. Whenever the air and gasoline mixture ignited, automatically it burns out, and it pushes the piston downwards. And then another one is going to be the last one is a suction exhaust stroke. In exhaust stroke, what happened? the piston which is moves down after the power stroke is now starts moving up. It expels the exhaust gases released during compression stroke from the cylinder. So this is the one, the right side valve opens and piston moves up, all the exhaust gases present there will simply move out. And here now it is the time to us to know what is knocking. Exclusively we are going to see knocking in petrol engine. What happened in the petrol engine that causes knocking? Well, high CR ratios, high compression ratios causes pre-ignition that ultimately causes knocking in the petrol engine. Well, if high CR in petrol engine compression ratio is increased more than 8 to 12, pre-ignition takes place. Let us see what is the meaning of pre-ignition. Pre-ignition, if the compression is more inside the petrol engine, what happens? It causes high pressure and temperature on gas and fuel, and it leads to ignition before sparking. Without sparking, the fuel and gas mixture ignite itself, called pre-ignition, that is in petrol engine takes place. This uncontrolled pre-ignition causes a metallic sound in the petrol engine called knocking. And another one is going to be knocking in diesel engine. Here induction delay causes knocking in the diesel engine. So what is induction delay? Ignition does not begin even if the piston reaches the top center of the cylinder. The time between the injection of the fuel and ignition is called induction delay. Let us observe this picture, what is happening. The left-sided one, the last left-sided one, you observe what happened. The piston almost reached the top, and the diesel engine, the fuel injector, injects a few diesel molecules inside the cylinder. Even if it releases few diesel engines, it does not ignite themselves, and that happens in the first millisecond. And you observe the second diagram there. Even in the second millisecond, what happened? The fuel injector injected few more atomized diesel particles into the cylinder, even though the ignition do not takes place. In the third millisecond, the fuel injector releases few more diesel particles, atomized diesel particles into the cylinder. Then only it ignites and piston moves down. The time, the 3 milliseconds taken to ignite, the delay is called as ignition delay. So during what happened during the ignition delay, large fuel molecules accumulated and violently burns, leading to sudden increase in the pressure and temperature. And while it suddenly burns, it also releases huge sound also. This is called diesel knocking. The non-uniform burning of fuel in diesel engine is known as diesel knocking. Let us see some of the factors that influence the knocking. Let us see how in order to decrease this knocking, what are the factors that influence. Let us see. compression of the fuel molecules, large number of double bonds in the fuel, cyclic rings in the fuel molecule, high branching in the carbon chain, all these decreases the knocking. And whereas increase in carbon chain length of the fuel, a lean fuel mixture, an engine that is running hotter than normal, and auto ignition of the engine oil droplet, insufficient oil in the engine, all these factors increasing the influencing the what is called knocking. Thank you very much.